Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. This is His Reasons. It's a Todoroki X-rated fanfic by AshleyH713. What? You have food and water. Take a nap. I'm only going to record one video today, which is going to be this one. This we posted the 26th. Hold on, let me check this real quick. Oh hey, she updated her thing. This one? Yeah. Now we got... No, not this one. Huh? 18 hours. That's okay. I'll figure it out later. So, let's close this. Yeah, we're only gonna record one today because I'm tired. I'm gonna try and get some sleep. Because, why the hell not? Tomorrow I want to work on, I'm kind of making my own cosplay boots for a cosplay that I bought. And the cosplay that I bought, the white part of it, is really see-through, right? So I'm going to take some white fabric I have and stitch it on the inside so it's not as sheer, that's the word. And then I'm going to try and work on making my boots. So that's tomorrow's thing, so I should probably get some sleep earlier. Just crew school, I don't care about much. I do school on a tired mindset every day, and I have A's and B's, so I think I'll be okay. I'll be okay with that. But I don't want to stitch over my finger while trying to stitch in the stupid white fabric, so I should probably get some sleep for doing that. So I'm only going to read one story. Yeah. That's let's begin. News of the interview traveled quickly, and before they knew it, the topic was the talk of the town and the school. Following the plan, Endeavor personally informed the outlets so that his son's name would be clear as fast as possible. To the world, Amari and Todoroki were no longer associated. Walking into the hallway without her brother, Amari heard gossip swirling through the halls. All eyes on her more than ever. At least they weren't saying anything bad about Todoroki anymore. That's all she wanted. Cat hair in my mouth. Problem with owning a cat. She slightly felt bad for ditching Katsuki this morning, but honestly, she didn't have the heart nor the energy to talk to him about this now. He would surely freak when he finds out about the interview. Suddenly, she felt a tap on her shoulder, only to turn around and find Shinso staring back at her. Hey, did you hear what they are saying now? Get a look at this. Then he took out a news article before showing the girl. The lies don't stop, huh? I can't believe they're saying that Todoroki is going to a marriage interview. What kind of nonsense is that? Honestly, I think they're running out of ideas. He began to laugh at his joke, but stopped when Amari wasn't joining along. Instead, she only sighed sadly. It's the truth. Blinking back in surprise, Shinso couldn't believe what he was hearing. As far as he knew, Amari loved Todoroki. Had something changed? Wait, what? What do you mean it's the truth? That guy is dating you, but is also going to a marriage interview? Isn't that kind of wrong? Although she only shook her head. What the fuck? God damn it, cat. Although she only shook her head. No, it's not like that. We aren't together anymore. Shoot, I mean, Todoroki can do what he wants now. This brought an even bigger surprise. What? He broke up? Narrowing her eyes in frustration, though, the girl muttered back half-heartedly, Can we not talk about it, please? I just want to forget it. Yet Shinso didn't get the message, pushing further. I don't understand. You were, like, obsessed with him. What happened? Closing her eyes for a moment, Amari's voice returned colder and more cruel than she probably meant it to be, stopping the boy in his tracks. Would you drop it, Shinso? I already said I don't want to talk about it. Can't you respect my goddamn wishes for once? The boy was stunned at that, though. He hadn't heard her talk like that since the sports festival when he made her confess. He could tell she was hurting somehow, and that one word could cause her to break down altogether. Sorry. At his apology, Amari immediately felt bad, putting a hand over her head in an oncoming headache. Why was everything so complicated? No, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have snapped at you like that. I just have a lot to worry about right now. I shouldn't have taken it out on you, though. God, I'm the worst. Shaking her head, Shinso eyed the girl before rustling her hair with an understanding look. Oh, come on. I wouldn't say the worst. I get if you don't want to talk about it, but don't stew about it all by yourself. Remember what I said before? I'm not fragile. You can tell me anything, short stuff. Mari shoved his hand off her before nodding slowly. Thanks. Shinso didn't understand exactly what had happened, but he knew that she was hurting right now. Maybe that bastard decided to break up with her. Just the thought made him extremely angry inside. He must have known what she was dealing with. So, if so, then why did he leave her like that? Hold on, now that he thought about it, didn't that guy give him crap and tell him that Todoroki wasn't going to hold on. Didn't that guy give him crap and tell him that Todoroki was going to support her no matter what during the training camp? What a little bullshit that turned out to be. He didn't know, but Shinso didn't like it. He specifically backed off his feelings for her because he knew they were happy and because Todoroki was treating her right. But if this was how it was going to go, someone had to be there for her, and if it wasn't going to be Todoroki, then he would gladly take the job. They walked down the hallways in silence after that before hearing the students whisper in their direction, although one voice stood out amongst the rest. It's going to be hard for Bakugo to become a hero with a villain as a sister, don't you think? This caused Amari to stop dead in her tracks, a small amount of rage now building up in her stomach. Oh, great. Now that she broke up with Todoroki, they were moving on to Bakugo. She had already separated herself from Todoroki forcefully because of the stupid rumors. There was no way she was going to do the same with Katsuki. No, she refused to let that happen. It would destroy her. Balling her fist, Shinso looked over only to find the girl trying to contain herself, but failing miserably. Amari? Just then she raced forward, blind in her own rage, and grabbed one of the boy's collars, hissing back with intent. Listen here, you can say whatever you want about me, but don't you dare fucking say anything about my brother. His accomplishments have nothing to do with me, and I refuse to let you spread this kind of shit around. So you better drop that right now. The boy seemed shaken, now watching a crowd of people circle around them as he tried to break away. Or what? What are you gonna do? Narrowing her eyes in disgust, Amari then tightened her hold on the boy's shirt as her stance darkened, answering back with full intent. Then I might have to go along with these rumors and be what you want me to be. That is what you want, after all, right? A villain? His eyes widened then, seeming even more desperate to break away, noticing her mood had changed. Would she really hurt him? Was that a threat? I'm going to tell All Might right now and have you expelled. Although Amari only gave an empty laugh, replying back sarcastically. Good luck with that. I can't leave this prison even if I tried. The murmurs around the circle grew louder, and she suddenly felt Shinso's hand on her arm, pleading with her to snap out of her delusion. Amari, stop. This isn't helping. Look around you. At his words, she blinked and turned around, finding a dozen students watching her threaten this poor student. What was she even doing? She was just too blinded by what that boy said to process what was happening. Maybe those rumors were true. Maybe she was a villain. Loosening her grip, the boy then fell to the floor as Amari closed her eyes for a moment, willing the nightmares away before turning on her heels back towards the dorms. Shinso noticed this and raced forward, confusion in his stance. Hey, where are you going? Class is going to start soon. Although she only stopped for a moment, her eyes fell into ones of exhaustion. I'm skipping. I'm sorry. I just can't do this anymore, Shinso. He reached his hand out, but it was no use. The girl disappeared from his sight, causing the boy to sigh. Why had Todoroki left her alone in this state? It was obvious that she was falling apart. The thought alone made him angry. Todoroki was walking to class with his head hung low when suddenly he heard a loud rumbling echo through the halls. It almost made the ground shake for the amount of intensity it was making, everyone wondering what could be the cause of this disturbance, although he got the answer when a voice entered the space, threatening and loud. Where the fuck is that bastard? Come out here so I can kill you! Stopping for a moment, he turned, only to find Bakugo staring back at him. Oh, boy, this was going to be something. Katsuki noticed Todoroki in an instant, locking eyes with the boy before stomping his feet up to him, intent in his stance. There you are! I got a few fucking words with you, you bastard! Looking unamused, he let Bakugo run up to him before replying. Bakugo, you are going to cause a scene. Although Katsuki was beyond reasoning, scoffing back. Good! So now everyone can see what a piece of shit you are. What gives you the right to cheat on my sister? Blinking in surprise, Todoroki tried to keep an even tone, knowing fully well of the eyes on them. I haven't cheated on your sister. We aren't associated anymore. This caused him to stop in his tracks. What, so you decided to break up with her so you could get engaged to someone else? What, was she not rich enough for you, not strong enough? Is that it? Fuck you! I knew you were no good for her. Todoroki felt the irritation in his throat but shoved it down quickly. Bakugo, you are misunderstanding. It's not like that. Reaching forward, Katsuki then wrapped his hand around Todoroki's shirt, pulling him threateningly close. Then what is it like? Because you have 5 seconds before I set you on fire. Todoroki looked towards the people around him before answering back. Not here. I can't say it here. Katsuki twisted his face in disgust, wondering if he was really going to trust this guy that just broke his sister's heart. He honestly didn't want to hear any of his piss-poor excuses. You know what? I don't want to hear any of your fucking excuses. If you can't even say it here, then don't even think about going near her again. The boy opened his mouth to counteract, but found it difficult with everyone staring. He couldn't declare his feelings for Mari right here. Then it would ruin the entire plan. He had to stay silent, even if it killed him to be accused of such things. Katsuki's palm started to irrigate when suddenly a voice stopped them. Bakugo. They turned then, seeing Shinso run up to them, breathless. He was still not great with physical activity. It's Amari. At her name, the boy's expression turned into one of fear. The boy's expressions turned into ones of fear. Bakugo speaking first. What about her? What fucking happened? Spit it out! Heaving out a breath, Shinso pointed in the direction she went, explaining. She got in a fight with a student that was criticizing you and then went back towards the dorms. She looked really upset. I'd go back, but I'm not allowed in the dorms. Katsuki felt his mind go in 1,000 different directions at his words. Amari got into a fight? Why? Why didn't she just let them say those things about him? This was going to ruin her reputation. That idiot! He turned on his heels only for Todoroki to speak out without thinking. I'll come also. This caused Bakugo to stop, glaring at the boy in a single motion. Don't you fucking dare! You stay away from her. If I even see you near her again, I'm personally going to kill you myself. You got that? You don't even deserve to look at her anymore. Todoroki stopped then, realizing that he was right. What right did he have to come to her aid? They were supposed to be broken up. Letting his hands fall, the boy stepped back, fully understanding as Bakugo ran back towards the dorms. Once he was gone, though, Shinso eyed the boy with disgust. What's with you? Didn't you say that you were going to support her? Looks like to me you're doing a pretty crappy job. Todoroki glared back in response. Don't talk like you understand the situation. Shrugging his shoulders, the boy narrowed his eyes. Maybe I don't understand everything, but I know if you're going to leave her alone like this, then don't be upset when someone takes her from you. Widening his eyes, Todoroki's head sharply turned to the boy. What are you trying to say? But once again, the boy only shrugged, knowing fully well what he was trying to say. I don't know. You tell me. Widening his eyes, Todoroki glared back, now understanding the threat. Did this guy just say he was going to try to take Amari from him? That wasn't going to happen. He couldn't let it happen. He refused. Running up to her door, Bakugo banged on the surface, knowing fully well that she was inside. Amari, let me in, you idiot! What makes you think you can skip class? A small silence appeared then, before hearing her response. It was rough and scratchy, like she had been crying. Just leave me alone, Katsuki. Banging again, Katsuki wasn't satisfied. Screw that! You're not getting rid of me, even if you tried. What's all this about you getting into a fight and crap? It's that Icy Hot's fault, isn't it? The silence returned, and a couple more minutes later, Mari opened the door, a cracked response. You got it all wrong. It's not like that. Turning his brow in anger, Bakugo pushed open the door to let himself in. Then. Alrighty, over her games. You and that bastard said the same thing. If I don't understand, then make me fucking understand. You want to tell me why he's going to a goddamn marriage interview? Mari's eyes turned to the ground in response. It's not his fault. I'm the one that broke up with him and convinced him to go to the interview. This came to a surprise to the boy, still not understanding. What? Why would you do that? That makes no fucking sense. You forced him to go? Nodding her head, she replied. It was the only way he could continue being a hero. Everyone around me is being accused of working with a villain or being corrupted. I had to do something. It doesn't matter what I want, as long as I don't ruin his goal. Bakugo couldn't believe what he was hearing. So you did all of this on purpose. What the fuck, Amari? You didn't have to do that. Just don't listen to those extras. They aren't even worth your time. Although Amari only grew frustrated at that. You don't understand, Katsuki. To the world, I'm a poison, and the only way to prove to them that Shoto is still worthy to be a hero is to break up with him. Do you think I wanted to do this? No, of course not. I loved him, Katsuki. I still do. But this way... But this way... This was our only option. Balling her hands into a fist, her expression began to darken. And today, when those kids started to talk about you, I just couldn't help myself. I already lost Shoto. I can't lose my brother also. I know it's selfish, but I don't want to suffer. I don't want you to suffer because of me anymore, Katsuki. Widening his eyes, Bakugo realized what she had meant and the sacrifice she had made. The girl gave away everything for the happiness of the one she loved, and he hated that. What the hell are you saying? I never suffered because of you, and you can just let those extras say what they want about me. I never asked you to protect me, you idiot. Mari's lips curled into a sad smirk then. Oh, come on, Katsuki. I think we all know that's not true. Didn't you say before that you wished you were an only child? All I've done is made you suffer. Honestly, maybe I should just try that whole villain thing out. Everyone seems to think I'd be good at it. Not liking her words, Bakugo gasped, slapping his sister on the shoulder roughly. What was she even saying? Be a villain? No, there was no way. All of those things he said during their fight weren't the truth. She needed to know that. Shouting back, he replied, What the fuck are you even saying? Amarianne, you take that back right now. No sister of mine is going to become a goddamn villain over my dead body. At the sound of her full name, Amari gasped, slapping him back equally as hard. Katsuki, don't you dare use my full name. You know how much I hate that, you asshole. Although Bakugo wasn't done. I'll stop using it when you finally get your head out of your ass. Do you even realize what you're saying? I thought you wanted to be a hero, not a goddamn villain. Frowning back and throwing her hands out in exasperation, his sister cried out, Oh, that's rich coming from you. Weren't you the one that said I could never be a hero? Well, it looks like you were right, so I'm throwing in the towel. It's over. I'm done fighting my entire life for something that I can never have. Just face it, without my pills, I'm nothing. Katsuki shook his head, though, absolutely fuming from her words. She couldn't give up. She had to keep going. If she gave up on her dreams, then he would feel forever responsible. So you're just going to give up, then? That's not the sister I know. You're my fucking twin, Amari, so get off your ass and keep going, god damn it. And I know that word wasn't there, but still. In the heat of the moment. She narrowed her eyes in confusion then, a ball of irritation in her throat. Where is this even coming from? A couple months back, you were trying everything in your power to stop me from becoming a hero, and now you are refusing to let me quit? What the fuck, Katsuki? Make up your goddamn mind already. Bakugo stared back at his sister, not really knowing how to respond to that statement. Would you just listen to me for once? You can't quit. You have to keep going, damn it. You just have to. Taking a step forward, Amari shouted back, clearly over her brother. Why, though? Why the fuck do you even care so much now? Why are you so goddamn intent with me becoming a hero now? Why can't I just quit? Yet once again, Katsuki didn't have the right words. You just can't. That made Amari even more angry. Why? Balling his hands into fists, the words came pouring out of Katsuki's mouth before he could even process them. Because this is my fault, damn it! The room stood still at that, Mari's brow turning to one of confusion as Bakugo's voice cracked, a wave of emotion coursing through him. It's my fault. Taking a small step closer, her voice echoed back to him. What are you talking about, Katsuki? This isn't your fault. All of this is because of my stupid-ass decisions. Although he only shook his head, stifling a sniff and causing Amari to grow even more concerned. She never saw him like this before, so soft and vulnerable. Katsuki? A small amount of silence appeared then, before Bakugo had the courage to speak. He needed to make her understand, even though it may cause her to hate him. Mom never told us, but when I was a kid, I heard one of the doctors talk about it. The reason you're like this is because of me. Widening her eyes in confusion, Katsuki continued. Because we were born together, I ended up taking all of your strength and leaving you with almost nothing. All those times you were in the hospital and your weak quirk, it's because of me. If we weren't twins, then you would be just as strong as me. But instead, I stole it. I stole your goddamn chance at a life. Mari stood silent, just watching her brother break down before her. So I promised myself that I would use your strength to become the #1 hero. I have to, damn it, or else won't be able to live with myself. Looking down at his hands, Katsuki then shook his head. But then all this shit happened because I was too fucking afraid to say anything, and I pushed you away like I do with everything else. I was never ashamed of you, Amari. It was the goddamn opposite. I was the one that was ashamed. That's why I acted like such an asshole. I thought if you changed your mind on becoming a hero, then no one would have to know what I did. He closed his hands into fists as tears began to line his eyes. But then I ended up... I don't want to say that, but I'm going to say it anyway. But then I ended up fucking you even... God damn it, dirty mind. That was terrible. That's terrible. That's so gross. But then I ended up fucking you up even more into thinking you had to earn the title of my sister, forcing you to do all this bullshit just to make me happy, when that wasn't the case at all. You didn't have to do anything to be my twin. I only realized recently that it was me that had to prove myself to you. How fucking ironic, right? Bakugo stopped then, too distraught to continue as Amari tried to process what he was saying. She lived her entire life on the idea that Katsuki didn't love her. What was he even saying? You felt like this all this time? I don't understand. Nodding his head, Katsuki understood why. Of course you don't understand. That just goes to show how much I screwed you up. If I was just honest with my feelings, then none of this would have happened. You wouldn't have turned to those pills, and no one would have called you a villain. Shaking her head in disbelief, Mari replied, Hold on, this doesn't make any sense. How come Mom never told us this? All this time, you knew about our birth and didn't say anything? Since you were a kid, you've been living with this? Why, Katsuki? Bakugo cracked on one of his words as he replied, Because I didn't want anyone to know. I was too fucking ashamed to have anyone find out that I put my sister into that hospital. Reaching forward to grab his hand, Amari spoke back. What? Come on, you didn't put me in that hospital, okay? That's just how life worked out. You were a baby. How were you supposed to know what you were doing? Her brother frowned back, though, ripping his hand away. It doesn't matter. The result was the same, and I've made your life a living hell because of that. So go ahead and hate me if you want. Just stop trying to protect me when I don't deserve it. All this information was so overwhelming for Amari, only caring about one thing, and one thing only, now reaching in desperation towards her brother. Wait, so back then, when we were kids, you said you didn't want me. Shaking his head, Katsuki replied, low and sad. That was a lie. All of those things I said were lies. The only reason I didn't introduce you to my friends was because I was too ashamed to let them find out what I've done. You did nothing wrong, Amari. You never have. I never deserved you as a sister. But either way, I always loved you, stupid. The words registered in her ears all at once, now feeling a choking sob build up in her throat. She couldn't believe it. Everything she had ever known was a lie. Katsuki never hated her or wished for her to disappear. I can't believe it. Letting his eyes fall sadly, Bakugo waited for her angry response to tell him that she never wanted to see him again, or something to that effect. But that wasn't what he got. Instead, he gasped in surprise as Amari wrapped her arms around her brother tightly, crying into his chest. I can't believe it. I'm so happy. Widening his eyes in confusion, Katsuki broke away from her. Hold on, why the fuck are you happy? I just said I ruined your entire life. Don't you want to yell at me or hit me or something? Is your brain that goddamn screwed up? But the girl only shook her head, touching his face carefully. Do you think I care about any of that? Katsuki, you said you loved me. You never hated me. And that you wanted me to be your sister. I can't believe it. That's all I've ever wanted. Forcing herself back into the hug, Katsuki stood in shock as she spoke. You can stop letting this hurt you, Katsuki. What happened was not your fault, and I would never hate you for it. All this time, you were hurting yourself as well. You were hurting as well, right? I'm sorry I never noticed. Some sister I am, huh? I guess density runs in the family. Bakugo felt his fingers wrap around his sister then, the tears now ever prominent on his cheeks. He didn't deserve her kindness, her forgiveness. What he did was indescribable and horrible. So why was she saying such words now? You idiot. Don't accept all this so quickly. You're supposed to hate me now. Patting his back, Amari's tears graced her own face. I could never hate you, Katsuki, even if I wanted to. All this time, I thought you never loved me. That I was just a nuisance to you. So hearing you say that those were lies, I don't know. I just can't stop smiling because of it. Her brother pulled her in tighter then, still not fully understanding but enjoying her embrace. What did he do in life to have such a wonderful twin? Then you really are stupid. Smiling back, Amari replied warmly. Maybe, but then I guess that makes two of us. We are the Bakugo Dream Team after all, right? Hearing the nickname from her lips, Amari was ready to hear Katsuki's rejection, only to get something else, his approval. Yeah, I guess we are the Bakugo Dream Team. Smiling under her breath, Amari hugged onto her brother for dear life as their tears filled the space together. The dream that she had wished for so long was no reality, and to Katsuki, well, he still couldn't believe her response. Was now reality, and to Katsuki, well, he still couldn't believe her response. These were his reasons, his secrets, and somehow she accepted all of them. Ah, that was good. That was sad and amazing. And yep, okay. So check her out. I like her stuff. She's a good writer. She's got good stuff. I like her. This girl. It's awesome. That one made me cry. I gotta tell you, man. That was. I do wonder. I doubt that she'll fall in love with Shinso because Todoroki is her true love, and this is also a Todoroki X-rater. But you know, maybe the writer will throw in a small like Shinso flirting with her all the time and her being too dense to realize it, because you know, density runs in the Bakugo family. Yeah, that's. Okay, I'm gonna end this here and I'm gonna post it and I'm gonna go blow my nose. Crying makes me have a runny nose, and yeah, that was. Yep, I'm gonna end this here before I start to ramble. You will hear me in the next video. Bye bye.